Shalom, Kohalor, Yahweh Bashan Abishai, Bashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. Continuing on with part 2. Esau cut off the camera. He didn't like it. But continuing on, all right, where we were. You had all these different Jakes that were in the Greekish fashion, all right, the Greek captivity, which they don't like to talk about, and hence the reason why comparing the past to the future, just a comparison. You got a team of Malone being hired by the NFL, all right, to go and try to persuade the Israelites to go back into Christianism and leave the Hebrew Israelite heritage alone. All right. But then, but through that madness going back in the past, through the power of Yahweh Bashem Awashai, Rome was brought down and was taken over by Jacob. Became the age of the black of the black Caesars, the black emperors of Rome. That's when it became the Holy Roman Empire, and it was no longer the pagan Roman Empire. Why? Because the Israelites took over, mainly those that were within their police departments or their military, we would say, with Septimius Severus and Persinius Niger, or Persinius Nigger. All right, because the word is actually pronounced nigger. I have a dictionary behind me to prove it. It wasn't Niger at all. It was nigger. All right. And the word nigger, or what they erroneously say Niger, it just simply means dark flesh. It didn't have the negative. Matter of fact, let me just get the definition just to prove it. All right, and then I'll even put it in the frame so that you when they read it for themselves, they prove that what I'm saying about it is accurate and correct, and not just me talking. But this is from the Winston Simplified Dictionary Encyclopedic Edition, 1933, with biblical references. But let's go to the word Niger, or properly said, nigger, which simply meant dark flesh. All right. And we're going to put it in the frame so they can be read right through the camera lens. Okay. You see? Pause your video. Take a picture. All right. Nigger. See? And look at the phonetic spelling. Niger. All right. But it's pronounced nigger. All right. It says nigre, negro, dark skin one. Latin, Niger, black or Negro. Any dark-skinned person prevailing among characteristics of American Negroes. See, Hamites, Africans were never called that. They were never called that. They were never called Negroes. There was a difference between so-called African and a Negro. The word Negro was completely explaining one who was an Israelite. Okay, so now that we know that difference, let's go a little deeper into that history. Let's go to Second Ezra, to that ancient Greek history. All right, when the Negroes, when the Israelites were Hellenized and became Greeks, so you had Greeks and Jews dealing with one another. Hence the reason why it's always talking about Greeks and Jews. It didn't say Swedish. It didn't say anything about all the other types of Edomite places, places in Europe where Edomites now dwell, which were full of dark flesh people during this time frame back when after the fall of Rome, and even before the Edomites took it over, prior to Alexander of Macedon. But here we go. This is 2 Ezra 7:28. And it reads, "For my son Yahushai shall be revealed with those that be with him, and they that remain shall rejoice within 400 years. After these shall my son Hamashiach die, and that all men that have life. So the people who are gonna have life, basically when the Lord comes in, people actually gets to actually live, even the heathen nations. All right, because right now nobody's really living. This ain't living. Okay, so Christianism disregards and leaves out that that 400-year period of the Greek Hellenization of the Israelites when they became Greeks. So when you had your dealings with the Greeks and the Jews, they were both Israelites. You had the three tribes mainly of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which the Romans referred to as Jews, all right, or the Greeks, and then you had the Hellenized Jews of the Greekish fashion. Okay, and then you got people like Linda here, and this guy here. All right. And this is your alchemists and your Baccadis. Why? Because they're campaigning for a wicked system. All right. One like this one. Let's go to First Maccabees. The 7th chapter. And this is verse, let's start at verse 5. And it reads, and there came unto him all the wicked and ungodly men of Israel, having alchemists who was desirous to be high priest for their captain. So these guys were designed a position so that they could rule over their own people wickedly. They were in league with and that's what these cops are. These cops are in league with Esau Edom and enforce Esau Edom's way of life and oppress their own people. Verse 9, and he sent with that wicked alchemist whom he made high priest and commanded that he should take vengeance of the children of Israel. You see what I mean? Because they don't enforce drug laws in Edomite neighborhoods. I have yet to see Edomite youth being bent over the hood of their cars and police cars, getting their backpacks and their pockets ran by the police, even though they're constantly smoking that funky weed and got all types of drugs in their backpacks and on their persons. All right. Anyone who goes to college knows that the typical white kid is going to have all kind of drugs on him often. Okay. Let's shoot up to verse 21 and 22. And it says, but alchemists contended for high priesthood, and unto him resorted all such as troubled the people, who after they had gotten the land of Judah into their power, did much hurt to Israel. You see what I mean? And now Judas saw all the mischief of alchemists and his company had done among the Israelites, even above the heathen. And a lot of these cops, they show off for they Edomite partners, man. You know, like that cop, I believe that who played that cop? That was Samuel Jackson in one of those movies. No, not Samuel Jackson. What was the movie with the I think it was the one with the blood and the Crips with Robert Duvall and Sean Penn. Colors. Yeah, you remember that damn Negro cop in there? They some of the worst ones when it comes to their own people, man. The ones like that. And I always say, beware of a man with a bald face and a necktie. Well, that goes for Jacob too, man. This dude has a bald face and a necktie. Never trust people like that, man. Because see, they'll try to portray the guy that actually has the facial hair as the wicked one. No. All right? Beware of men with bald faces. See the arrow? And neckties. They're the most dangerous people on the face of the earth. Especially the ones that sit in office.
Okay. Cops here look like US Marines with submachine guns, grenades, snipers, and assault rifles. Whether by design or accident, American police became a militia. The idea of a friendly neighborhood cop disappeared.
Yep, they disappeared. No more officer friendly like when I was a kid. All right, and they're gonna be released on society as we get closer and closer to the collapse of society. You got all these different people that are, from economics to people that in law enforcement, all warning of how dangerous this summer is going to be. Why? Because people are at a breaking point, and it's just simply the sign of the times. All right, you're gonna possibly have blackouts before this summer is over. Hyperinflation, gas prices are going to go through the roof, food prices are going to go through the roof, and people are angry and broken. And when that's why they just let everyone be free for now, because they can see that they will lose control, but they're not ready just yet to implement this system. So they more than likely they let everyone's going to be free for the next couple months, and then everything's going to get locked down again because some different parts of the world are still on lockdown with new variances. So when they reactivate the lockdowns and start taking the freedoms away, people are going to lose it, and you're going to see and these militarized units are going to deploy. And when they say peace and safety, matter of fact, let's get that in close. This is 1 Thessalonians 5:3, and it reads, "For when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." Call halal Yahweh Shanab Shai, Basham Kakadash, Wa Abababal, Kwam Yasharala.